Hey guys, I have a pimple right here and a pimple right here, which are both erased by the magic of salicylic acid, but the marks are still there, so who cares? Hi, welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about something very controversial but fun, and I like it personally. It's like a huge part of what I am passionate about. So it's astrology, and I know you saw that from the title, but why not say it again? So I got into astrology like 3 years ago, and at that time I only knew about the single signs everyone knows about, which are the ones that change every 30 days, which is right now it's Aries seasons. I only knew about that sign, which is the sun sign. And I found out about all the different types of signs just recently, like a year or 2 years ago, and I really got into it, and I sort of have a lot of information about zodiacs and like all your planets and all your signs and everything after researching on the internet about it for like the time I've known about it, which is like 2 years almost. And so I know a lot about the lingo we use in astrology, like synastry and your Lilith, your ACs, your DCs, your MCs. Okay, so I know those things, and I know a little bit of what they are, but I don't know exactly what they are. So I'm going to be explaining the basics to you, which are your basic main signs. And I would like to put my chart right here. So this is my chart, and everyone who lives on this planet has a chart like that, and it's found by using your date of birth, month of birth, year of birth, and birth time, so it can be as accurate as possible. And I'm going to explain to you why that is, that you need your birth time and everything for it. So okay, let's start. So the first sign you might see or know is your sun sign. So my sun sign is Aquarius because I was born between January 22 to Feb 19, I think. That's like Aquarius season right now. It changes because of all the days we have in the year, so it goes up and down and like forward backwards. So you must make sure according to the year you were born in if this is actually your sun sign. So mine is Aquarius because I was like born right in the middle of it. We know that the sun sign changes every 30 days, like that's not a big surprise to everyone. And then there's the moon sign, which is the second most important sign. So your moon sign changes every 3 days, and so it's important to know your birth time to get your accurate moon sign, because what if like on one day a sign is transitioning from one to another, like Aries to Pisces, and it goes from Aries to Pisces at 12 p.m. suppose. So before 12 p.m. it would be like Aries, and after would be Pisces. So it's important to know your time for that. And yeah, so I have used my birth time. That's why I know my accurate moon sign, which is Aries. And Aries is in my family as well. My father and my brother are Aries sun signs. And the third most important sign is your ascendant, and ascendants change every 3 hours, so it's even more important to have your birth time to find your ascendant. Like normal websites that calculate your birth charts use 12 a.m. as a prerequisite. So if you don't have your birth time and you calculate your ascendant without your birth time, it will give the ascendant which was there at 12 a.m. and not at your birth time, so which might not be accurate. And it's very weird to like notice that all three signs change they change with numbers of 3, like 3 hours, 30 days, and 3 days. Like that's very weird to me. Okay, so now I'll explain to you what the 3 main signs, your ascendant, which is also known as your rising sign, your sun, and your moon actually mean. So your ascendant, which is the one that changes every 3 hours, basically is the way people view you at first sight, and the way you project yourself out to the world, and the way you're striving to be. So I've heard that many people relate to their ascendants way more than they relate to their sun signs or moon signs. I relate to all three of my signs, to be honest, the main signs, a lot. But yes, I get why someone would relate to their ascendant more, because I used to see like proper zodiac posts and I used to be like, I have a lot of like Pisces traits, like I'm very emotional that way, and Aquarius are supposed to be non-emotional. And then I found out later on, like a lot of time later, that my ascendant is Pisces, so that makes sense to me. And yeah, my ascendant is Pisces, which means I'm like, I project myself as like dreamy, emotional, and Pisces are supposed to be beautiful and aesthetic related, so that's like, I like beauty and I like being pretty, and like I just like pretty stuff, so I mean, I get that. And I am very dreamy, and like Pisces are shy at times, and they're nice and just generally like sweet people, but they can be manipulative and they can be bitchy at times, so I can agree with that. And then you have your sun sign, the main sign everyone knows about. My sun is Aquarius, and I think sun signs, basically what I've seen online, basically is like the big chunk of your personality, which is, and it's also your soul, basically the way your soul acts. It's basically most of who you are and most of how you act. And my sun is Aquarius, and Aquarius are known to be non-emotional humanitarians, and like they're known to be weird, and they're known to say that they're weird all the time, and I do say that all the time, which is very true. I am weird and I'm very clumsy and I'm very dumb at times. My stupid sister left her phone on charging in my room and it's beeping. So Aquarius are known to be humanitarians, non-emotional. They're known to be usually like the activists, and I've seen that way too much in general life. They're also known to be rebels, definitely don't follow the rules, and they're known to be like, there's a common stereotype for Aquarius that they're druggies and hippies. I'm not. I don't know why people say that, but like I have in many Aquarius groups that I am, many are very druggy hippie types, and many are like, I have tattoos and I have that and I'm weird and I'm different. They like displaying it, and I like displaying it too, but because of my ascendant Pisces, I keep it a little perfect instead of making it a little wonky. But like generally I am very weird and wonky. And then you have your moon sign. Moon sign basically represents how you feel usually and react to certain situations, and it's basically the way your mind works. Your ascendant is your outside, your sun is your soul, and the moon is how your mind works. That's what I sort of believe, and what I've seen online basically says that. So the moon sign, my moon sign is Aries, and Aries are known to be fiery, emotional, passionate leaders and angry people, and very like they take charge, and they're like they have a quick fuse, but they calm down quickly, and they're very fun to be around and beautiful as well, and they're just like strong people. So that's my moon sign, and I relate to it a lot because I like controlling stuff. I'm a very super control freak, and I am the one who usually bitches about stuff. Like even if one thing goes a little wrong, I'll be the one to like call it out and be like, oh yo, what's that, like I don't like that, like fix that or something like that. Or if anyone messes up somehow, I'll be the one bitching about them and like saying it to their faces, not behind their backs. That's mean. And I also have a short temper. Like if someone doesn't do something or someone's not loyal or anything, I go a little cuckoo. Or I also like hitting people a lot. Like if the person doesn't mind me hitting them, I would hit them, and I would definitely have fun with it. And I'm very aggressive with the way I work with stuff. And if I'm angry or like not in a good mood, I really like explode. So I explode, and many people might not have seen it, but my friends definitely have, and they definitely know I have a short fuse. So that's your three main signs, and the rest I'm gonna explain now. Starting with all the dates they change, like all the time they take to change from one sign to another. The sun, the one we know, basically takes approximately 30 days. The moon takes approximately 2.5 days. The Mercury takes 14 to 30 days. And now I'm going to explain the Mercury. Mercury is basically the sign you use for communication, and that's why there's always the Mercury retrograde going along, which basically means that the planet Mercury isn't orbiting normally, it's going backwards. And people say that causes miscommunication and fights and everything, because the Mercury sign is supposed to be for communication and everything. So Mercury retrograde, that's why people dread it and everything. And there's other retrogrades as well, like Mars retrograde and others, and I'm not really sure about what they do. So Mercury signs, I've seen that usually they're the same as your sun sign, because it changes 14 to 30 days, which is almost the same as your sun sign. And mine is Aquarius, as the same as my sun sign. And I've seen that it's either your sun sign usually, or the sign before your sun sign or after your sun sign. So mine could have been Pisces or Aries, which are before and after me, but mine is Aquarius. So I talk like an Aquarius. I'm weird and funky like that, and very humanitarian and everything, and blah blah blah. And Aquarius are known to be weird, like standoffish and like on the side nerd people. So I'm sort of that too. I mean, you might call me that. Then there's your Venus sign, which takes 23 days to a little over 2 months to change. And the Venus sign, basically, we know Venus is the Roman counterpart of Aphrodite, who is the goddess of love, beauty, sex, and everything. And so basically Venus controls your love, relationships, and attractions. And my Venus is Pisces, which makes me the dreamy, weird, like hoping for love kind of like lovers. And that's true. I mean, I can call it true, of course it is, and I agree with it. So your Mars changes about after 1.5 months, and your Mars is basically your drive and energy and the way you work with stuff. And my Mars is Scorpio, and so basically I just have that funky, beautiful, like Aphrodite type energy in me. And I'm like, Scorpios are known to be quiet and reserved and introverted, and they usually put up walls and don't really want to talk to you. And I am that, and I do make moves like that, so I agree with my Mars as well. And then there's your Jupiter, which I think controls luck. So Jupiter changes every 12 to 13 months, and it's basically your luck, growth, and wisdom. I don't remember my Jupiter right now. I think it's Sagittarius. Yeah, it's definitely Sagittarius. Why I remembered that just now is because near November, Jupiter came back in Sagittarius, and I've heard that for us who were born in that 12-13 month period near 2001, where I was born, the ones who have Jupiter in Sagittarius are very lucky at this point. Like, they're going to be very lucky career-wise, and their lives are going to be excelling. I don't know how true that is, because I don't see my life excelling right now, but I'll see. But it also said that Jupiter in Scorpio is over, so all the emotional battles and everything, all the secrets coming out, all the pain that we faced, everyone faced actually, is gonna shut down for a while, and we're just gonna be focusing on work and doing work and going further ahead, which I think is true, because all the drama has stopped for us. I mean, for me and my friends and everyone. So I mean, I sort of am with that. Your Saturn is your discipline, fears, and challenges, and it changes every 2 to 3 years. My Saturn is Taurus. Yeah, it's Taurus, and my discipline, fears, and challenges are related to Taurus problems, which might be related to money and like luxury problems, and like having problems with savings and having problems with stubbornness and stuff like that, which is Taurian energy, very Taurus, to be like stubborn and to want to be a little rich and everything and stuff like that. So that is sort of my challenge, and I agree with that sort of. And yeah, but like Taurus isn't that important, but it's still important, but it's not that important. So I mean, but I agree with what it says to the extent it can be. Your Uranus is your change in originality, and my Uranus is Aquarius, and it changes every 7 years. So the ones born in the 7 year period near my birth are all Uranus Aquarius, and that's actually a very cool thing. Like change in originality, you have Aquarius originality, or Aquarius are known as unique people, original people, creative people. So I mean, that's a very lucky sign to have, I believe, and I have it, so I'm glad. Your Neptune is your dreams and healing. I am not sure about that one. I haven't read many things about my Neptune, but my Neptune is Aquarius, and it changes every 10 to 12 years. So yeah, so the people around me 10 to 12 years period have Aquarius Neptune as well. Pluto is power and transformation, and I think I have Pluto Gemini. I'm not sure. My chart's gonna be there, so you can see it there, but I don't remember my Pluto. But I remember most of my signs, so yeah, that's a win. So Pluto is power and transformation. So if my Pluto is Sagittarius, my power and transformation will be maybe related to travel or having to be more consistent with stuff, I guess. If my Pluto is Gemini, I don't think my Pluto is Gemini, it's probably Sagittarius. Wait, I'll search it up. Okay, so here's how you calculate your birth chart. Now I can show you that as well. I mean, it's a little unclear, but you can go to, I'll put the links down below, Astro Charts or Cafe Astrology, and you can calculate your birth chart. Just put your name if you want to, or put a nickname, and put your gender. I don't know why they need the gender to produce the report and like write he, she, and something like that. So they don't need it to find your sign, but whatever. Okay, so, and then put the date and the time if you know your time, which usually people don't. I asked my mom for mine. And your birthplace, that's important too, to know all the latitudes and longitudes and where the planets were while you were born. Okay, so I was right about most of my signs. My Pluto is Sagittarius. Oh, I was right about that. It's not Gemini. Thought I had more Gemini. My Jupiter is Gemini. That's confusing. My Jupiter is Gemini. That explains why I'm not really succeeding in anything right now. But I don't have the Jupiter Sagittarius like push right now because I am not Jupiter Sagittarius. I'm Jupiter Gemini, and I did not know that. I don't know why I thought I was Jupiter Sagittarius. Yeah, it was definitely the Jupiter which changed into Scorpio to Sagittarius. Wait, let me search. Yeah, Jupiter is in Sagittarius, so it was the Jupiter changing which caused the luck and everything for Jupiter Sagittarius people, so not for me. I don't know why I thought my Jupiter was Sagittarius at that moment. Should have just searched it up. My Jupiter is Gemini, so Gemini is related to communication and being quick and being smart and being two-faced, as some people say, but I haven't really seen Gemini as being two-faced. I'll explain synastry, which is compatibility, in another video, and I'll also explain all the signs, the 12 signs, and how they are in another video. So this is just basically the planets and your chart. My Pluto is Sagittarius, so Pluto is power and transformations. For me, I think it might be as if my power and my transformation might be that I might grow to be more consistent, since Sagittarius are inconsistent, and I might learn to be stable and to stay in a place, or maybe I might move to another country or something like that. Something like that I feel like might happen. And I do want to move to another country, which is a weird thing because I read that in my chart that you might move and settle into another country. I was like, oh, I want to do that. And Pluto changes every 12 to 15 years, and it can vary. So planet movements can vary, and right now it's 12 to 15 years. I'll put the links down below for Cafe Astrology and Astro Charts, which are the two websites I use usually for calculating my birth chart. And if you want a basic report, a little paragraph on each sign you have and each relationship you have, like your sextiles and your squares and your stuff like that. I'm not sure what they mean. They just like the way planets align with each other and connect with each other. It's sort of like that. But like, you don't have to know what it is because I don't know what it is. You just have to read what it says and just see if it resonates with your personality. If it doesn't, don't force yourself to believe it. If it does, then good for you. And for me, most of mine does, and anyone who I've shared their charts with, the basic general readings with, they've always been shocked, like, oh, that actually does happen. I don't do that anymore, like share charts with people, because I find it a little weird. But I do it with my like immediate friends, and that's fun. It's very fun to like share my charts and like know other people's charts and find out compatibility. It's very fun for me. And yeah, so astro charts basically just gives you your chart, and it's easier for me to use astro charts because you don't have to put much in, and you just like get your chart just like that, and I can calculate anyone's chart with it, which is very fun. And Cafe Astrology basically gives you little paragraphs for each like sextile squares or anything, or like each planet, and you can read on that. And if you enter your birth time, it also gives you the description for each of your houses. Maybe I'll make a video on houses later too, because houses are also a thing in science. And houses are basically like if you will have luck in that direction. If, like each house means different thing, like marriage and blah 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 and blah blah blah, finance and blah. I don't remember it right now, but like I can search and just make a video about it. So yeah, later. And it can also tell you your houses and what your houses mean if you enter your birth time. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you got to know about your birth charts and more planets in astrology because of me, leave a like. And if you didn't leave a like, I mean, just leave a like and be nice. And no matter what you believe in, what you don't believe in, astrology isn't that big of a deal. It's nothing harmful. It's just a little fun. I like dipping my toes into, and if you like it too, then it's great. If you don't, then what are you doing in this video? It's about astrology. Click off if you don't like astrology. If you like me, stay. So I mean, yeah. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell notifications on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.